Remember, this is Malorian, and this will be 3 War Machine battle reports. Now, I ran an event which was a farewell to Mark II team tournament, and unfortunately we had one team that dropped last second, so in order to have the buy not just be a bunch of wasted time, me and the 3 of them would get together and we just play a game. So in this one here, I'm not really looking to crush anyone or anything like that, but the main thing is I just want to enjoy an army I really liked in Mark II and just get one last go of it. It's kind of actually the theme of the whole tournament, a farewell to Mark II, and this will be a farewell to what I really loved, which was the really big infantry swarm, and I really felt that Thexus really did it the best. You know, with all of his control of the board, and he could get so much infantry, and they're coming from ambushing because of tier 4, and everything is tough. It was just crazy. So I thought, you know what? Sure, let's just play this and have one last big go of it before it's Mark III, and I just can't do the same things I can do now. With no more ambushing, and because I have to take more monstrosities, I just won't have as much infantry. So my first game here is going to be up against my buddy Jordan in from a town that's 3 hours away. I know this one's going to be a lot of fun. And in this one here, it's going to be his Haley 2. The Stormwall is bonded, and for this one, I'm really planning on just trying to swarm him. I'm really seeing that from his deployment, he's going to go for the left zone. When my ambushers come on, they're really going to wreak havoc, and I'm pretty sure that eventually, if I don't win by clock, I should probably be able to start scoring and dominating on the right zone. So he won the initiative and went first, and then I didn't take a picture, but pretty much he just trampled up, dropped the pod. I'm just going to ignore the pod, because if he wants to have all these pods over here, he can't drop them on the right zone. Otherwise, on my turn, I'm really just rushing on up, I'm doing deceleration, and that's about it. So on his turn, he starts trying to come more into me. He was really wondering if he should feed or not, and, you know, thing is that I'm not really threatening him at this point for his core thing, so maybe hold on to it, but because he didn't pop it, that meant that I can be doing a lot more with ambushers. I mean, for Haley 2's feat, it's where they start their activation, so as long as I ambush them in a spot that's outside of her 18 inches, then I'm okay, but she didn't pop it, so now I'm planning just to get right in there. He did kill a few guys, and yeah, pretty much I'm just going to try and now go and try and kill off all these boom howlers, kill off all these gun mages, and then really with just that core number of models, I don't think he can really come back. So that's what I do. My ambushers come in, and I do a little bit of work where I go up there with Thexus and I feat, and I'm going to start over here in this left zone to again try and pull his core things over here, but after I kind of move things where I want them to, I'm able to also go up there with my mine slavers on the left and the mine benders, blowing things up, and yeah, the gun mages and Gorman slaughtered. They're just gone. Meanwhile, on the right, he's down to just 4 of the boom howlers left, so, you know, I did a pretty good job there. Killed 6 of them. They got 4+ tough, and otherwise, that's really it. So in his next turn, he's starting to realize he's lost too many pieces. He's down on clock. You know, he's not in a threat of death clocking right now, but I mean, he's already down, say, 10-15 minutes compared to me, so that's going to be a factor. He knows that scenario on the right's going to be a factor, and so he's wondering what to do, and I tell him, you know what, the real weakness of this list is magic, and if you want to try and go for Thexus right now, he's only camping 2, and so that's actually pretty good. Or maybe he was camping 3. Anyway, that's going to be your best bet. And so we go through the math, and it's like, yeah, if you go through 3 arcane bolts, you're not going to quite kill me, but if you can get anything else in there, you can make it happen. And if you get 1 spike, it happens. So he gives it a try. The first one misses, which is a horrible sign. And then the second one does a little bit of damage. And then the third one, he, you know, I'm even calling for him, saying 666. And what does he get? 666, doing the 12 damage he needs to kill off Thexus. I believe if he rolled 665, he would have killed me too. But again, crazy dice, and both of us were cheering and high-fiving, and, you know, everyone was looking over wondering what happened. And I mean, this is how I want to say goodbye to Mark II. I want to be having fun, and, you know, the point of this list isn't to win. The point is doing the big swarm, and the point of this tournament is to have fun. So, you know, this was good times, and on to game number 2. Alright, so in this game 2 here, it's now again another buy situation, and so in this one I am up against the Chromac 2 that's on the right there. And so very clearly from what I'm seeing here, he's going to be going very hard for scenario on the right. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go for scenario on the left. He has a lot of guys that can do a lot of damage. Hopefully my Tufts can like screw over his Berserk and stuff like that. But because of Rampager, I think I should be able to handle this. So I won the initiative, went first, I'm rushing up there. He was kind of surprised, like, whoa, really? You're up here already? Yeah, it's a super fast, crazy list. Otherwise, I got Deceleration up, just in case he does some shots to me on their left, and that's really it. Alright, so I forgot to take a picture of his turn, but really he just moves up, casts a bunch of Animus, gets inside the stones, blah blah blah, you know what happens. And so back to my side, ambushers come in, and I wonder if I should put any on the right side, but I thought, you know what, let's just go all over here and just try and kill the everything so I can really start going for that scenario game, because I'm pretty sure I can hold the right anyway. So after they go in, they just kill a bunch of those guys. The new solo, they weren't able to kill, but otherwise, I did a lot on the right, and, well, a lot being just kind of like running into him. But one of the things I really wanted to do was to do a Rampager to kill a stone. You know, I hit automatically and just need to roll a 6, but I rolled like a 3. So didn't kill a stone, and so that's unfortunate, but I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot here. Because I didn't kill the stone, Alexia kind of stayed back so that she's not going to die. And yeah, because I mean his left side's crumbling pretty quick. As long as he doesn't just slaughter me here on the right, I'm feeling really good. So what he does though is he puts Primal onto the Stalker with the Super Mega Sword, and it kind of comes on the right and starts doing a little bit of damage there. Getrix comes in and starts trying to do some damage. I start making tons and tons of Tufts. But the real reason why you want to get Getrix there is so that he could, or not Getrix, the Stalker actually, is that he does that Primal Howl through it to Alexia and just cranks her. I probably could have kept her alive and then just had like no Risen, but I thought, let's just try the Tough, and I failed the Tough. So what are you going to do? Otherwise, he kills a few more models on the right, but on the left, oh my god, that new solo they had, I've heard things about it, but never really seen it. Basically what she does is if she kills something, she gets to take an advance and make another attack. And she has Grievous Wounds, so I don't get my Tough, and she can boost to hit and take D3 damage, but then after she kills, she heals D3. So she just goes on a killing rampage, eventually like just runs out of guys to kill up there, but I think she killed like 8 models all by herself, so very, very impressive. But now, okay, had the fun on the left, now I can go and finish off things, and what I really need to have happen here is to start getting some scenario going. So now I'm going to go with my feet, move things out of the zone, again try Rampager to kill off that stone, get Getrix out of my way, and really if I do it right, I feel like I can really get up on this. So that's what I do. I go over and I pop feet and I do Rampager and I get him to destroy the stone and get everything out of the zone there for me, and so everything's looking great. And in the middle there, you know, it's all cleared out. I destroy and dominate to make it 3-0. On the left side, I kill that stupid solo chick, and I also kill off the last 2 remnants of the little spear chicks over there. And otherwise, I know the Stalker on the right is going to Primal, so I just put 1 Pressganger by it, and other stuff is just getting in his way. So, looking pretty good. So on his turn, he decides to go for the assassination. He gets Getrix to trample over and destroy the objective, and then try and kill me with Primal Howls, but his dice just crap the bed, and it's not going to work. So otherwise, you know, he comes in and he kills a few guys, but now Chromac is sitting there on no transfers or anything, and so I have 2 choices. Either I could just run to the left flag and start going for scenario, or I can just kill Chromac, and you know what? Let's just kill Chromac. So basically what I do is I come over here with Thexus and I turn him around. I actually kind of screw up because I put guys in my way. So when I moved up, I was out of range for TK. So whereas I'd hoped to like TK and then Hex Blast, I had to like move up, TK a guy out of the way, then TK up, and then TK him. It was ridiculous, but either way, then I do some Adrenal Floods, charge in with 3 Slavers, and bam, he goes down. So win this one on Assassination, and you know, I haven't looked actually to see if I still have Adrenal Floods in Mark III, but I mean, this is what I was starting to really love about this Thexus list. I can either run up there and jam, or I can also hit really hard, and this is a good example of that. On to game 3 now, and this one here will be up against Joe. And Joe's a guy where, you know, he always comes up to my tournaments. I get to see him, you know, a fair amount of time, but we never play because I'm always running the event. So this should be a lot of fun. He's running a Striker 1 list with 2 Ironclads and a good mix of things, and I'm running my Thexus again. So this one actually has kill box, so we'll have to get a little bit further up. But this one, with all of his infantry, I think it's going to work out perfectly for me. I'll just kill off all this infantry, try and deal with these Ironclads, and then this is probably going to be either a death clock or a scenario situation. So I win the initiative, I go first, running up, Deceleration. On his turn, he's going up there. He has Arcane Shield up onto the Lancer. I thought that was interesting. But then Striker puts his Arcane Shield on the right Ironclad and Blur up onto the Forge Guard. And that's actually pretty interesting because that's going to mean that when I go to spray him, it's actually going to be a little bit more difficult for this to actually go through. So otherwise, looking at this, now I know that I'm going to be getting in all my reinforcements. So I know on the left, I'm really going to be cranking those guys between the Slavers and the spray. And on the right, what I need to do is try and bog him up and then also try and hold him back enough so that later on, where he pops feet and makes these guys invincible, that I can actually just feed him out of the zone. So on this side, I bring in some reinforcements. And on this side over here, what I'm going to do is do it behind the hut here, because what I'm going to do is run behind, and I want the Stormblades to move away from the zone and get over to these guys, because the less it's in the zone, the easier it's going to be to dominate. So that's what I do. They run over there on the right. On the left, I slaughter almost everything. The Firefly lost its Cortex, which it doesn't really care about because it's being jack-marshaled. Killed all but one of the Stormblades. In the middle there, I killed off a couple of guys, but for the most, I'm just getting in his face. Thexus moving over to the right, Deceleration, and that's it. Alright, back to a non-blurry picture, and this is where I learned that Joe loves the trample, because these 2 Ironclads that I thought were going to stay back and not do too much, they come a-trampling in, and I did not expect to see this. This will also be his feat, so everything is +5 armor, so you know, that Ironclad that was armor 18 is now Arcane Shield up to 21, which is feeded up to 26. So, good luck. And, yeah, so otherwise, on the left, he makes a couple of attacks there. He's making a couple attacks all over the place, but I am rolling tough like crazy. He does get one more attack onto my Warden there, and it crits and knocks him down, but that's not really that big of a problem. So, looking at this, I got some issues because I got 2 heavies right by Thexus, and here's my options. One is I can kind of like try and run to the left side and trying to start scoring over here defensively while trying to like just slam the guy or something like that, or I can just go for this and going for the right. And in the end, I figured, you know what, I think I can make this work. So I go over here to the right, I feat to move almost everything I need out of the zone. I move away, of course, the one Ironclad that's on me. I'd use one focus to get the Warden up, and the Warden goes and charges into the objective, destroys it, and then other than that, I mean, the only attacks I make is with the Overlords because they automatically do 1 point of damage, so they plink away at the left Ironclad, but otherwise I destroy the Firefly on the left and the last Stormblade, so everything's clearing off there. I don't even bother making attacks in a lot of other places because his armor's so high. And yeah, so I destroy the objective and I dominate for 2. He's going to have a really hard time because I blocked all of his landing zones. So yeah, we're going to have to try and see what he's going to do, but I'm up 3-0. So we had a little bit of a chat, and what he wanted to do is have the one ironclad that was on the right trample over and start making attacks on Thexus. And we had some talks about that, and I said, well, it can't work because when you trample over there, you have to be facing the way you trample. You can't trample and then turn, so you can't actually attack Thexus. So after talking about this and seeing that, like, he loves tramples and he really wants this to work, I kind of realized, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you trample there anyway? And then you might be killing enough that then the other one can trample a Thexus. So that's what he does. And that one trampling one that's there on the bottom right now kills everything. I thought he'd miss a bit or a tough. No, he just slaughters the world. And that means the other ironclad just walks up, and after 2 hits, Thexus goes down hard. So yeah, wow. That was interesting. Here it is, like, tramples for the win. And I really feel like people should be doing more tramples. A lot of times I see these heavies just making a couple attacks, and who cares about that? If you can trample over like 5-6 guys, go for it. So lose this one, but again, not really concerned. It was a really fun game. All 3 of these games were against great opponents, and it was just nice to one last time play Thexus with all this infantry. I've tried doing some infantry lists with the Mark III, and it's not really coming to what I like, especially with Cephalix, and I still got to see what they're going to do with the Cephalix theme, if it'll give you any other bonuses. But yeah, here we go, guys. I hope to like watching it. For those who are a big fan of this Thexus Swarm, is last little taste of it, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to be playing any more Mark II. So this tournament was a farewell to Mark II, and I think I'm going to stick to that. This is going to be my last Mark II, and now everything I do will be either Mark III going with leaked cards, or Mark III with the actual released cards, which will be happening this next weekend anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments, post them down below, and we'll catch you later. Bye. Hey there, if you liked watching this video, please go down and give it a like down below you here. And if you have any concerns or questions or comments, please put those in the comment section as well. The best way for me to give you what you want to see is if you tell me what you like seeing and what you don't like seeing. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.